What's up, everyone? This is Kronos, aka Adam, and I am back with my Hell in a Cell preview and predictions for this Sunday's pay per view. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. So it's kind of interesting. There are only 5 matches at this point. None of the mid card titles are up. No tag team titles are up. We haven't been told if there's even a match on the pre-show, which I assume there will be. So, if that happens after I post this, then maybe I'll just post on Twitter my predictions for that. So as always, what I like to do with predictions is a little differently. So I do use the confidence point scheme. Basically, what ends up happening is however many matches you have, you assign number values. So there are 5 matches. You assign them each from 1 to 5. 5 being the most confident, 1 being the least confident. And if the outcome that you predict happens, you take the points that you put for that match, add it to your total. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. I'm only competing against myself unless you guys want to put in your predictions as well. But I do something a little different. I like to give both my shoot and my kayfabe predictions. My shoot predictions are basically who I really think is going to win based on the storylines, what I know about pro wrestling, all that kind of stuff. Kayfabe is just what I want to happen. Sometimes they're in conflict, sometimes they're the same, but it is what it is. So we're going to just jump right into it. Only 5 matches, as I said. So the match that just got put on as of this past SmackDown, we're going to have Otis versus Miz for control of the Money in the Bank briefcase and the contract to, for a title shot whenever you want. Obviously, the brand split is still kind of like, okay, because Miz is on Raw, Otis is on SmackDown. So we had the Law and Otis segment from SmackDown on the Go Home show, which I thought was really funny. Otis was about to win until Miz paid off JBL, who was the judge, in a very sham court. As a lawyer, it's I was very upset by this. The scales of justice were not served. So JBL ruled in favor of Miz by giving him a match. The problem with this is either one of them. I don't see either one of them being able to successfully cash in, whether it's Otis on Roman, who is the current champion, or Miz on Drew. But I do think that Miz would be able to pose a better storyline because of the fact that he has been a previous Money in the Bank winner. He's won the title via Money in the Bank. He has obviously more of a cachet, even though they've been booking him pretty weak for the last several months actually. My predictions, I believe Otis is going to win. I think they do, because they've taken everything pretty much away from Otis. They've taken Tucky away. They've taken Mandy away. I think that they're going to have him win here. I would like to see Miz win it, though, because I think Miz is obviously a lot better than people give him credit for, and I think he can put on some really good matches. I think he can put on some compelling storylines. So I have 4 points of confidence here. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it on Otis, because it would just seem like, what's the point at this point, because they've done so much to hurt Otis. This is now, if they take this away from him too, where does that leave him? Next, we have a match that was made on the Go Home Raw show. Jeff Hardy versus Elias. No stipulations here, just a straight up match. Elias hasn't really indicated whether he truly believes that Hardy was the one who attacked him with the car, or if that he just is mad at Hardy because he got caught up in all the drama that was surrounding Hardy. I think that would have been really interesting for him to establish there. On the Go Home show, Hardy kind of stood tall as he posed as a stagehand playing guitar and swung the guitar and missed Elias. But he looked, I guess he had the upper hand, but not really, because they didn't have a physical confrontation here. My predictions, shoot, I think Elias is going to win here. Kayfabe, I have Hardy, and I have 3 points of confidence on that. Basically, I feel like, why are they bringing Elias back and giving him, they've done really nothing with Elias at this point, so I feel like maybe they are going to give him some kind of push. Hardy really doesn't lose anything from losing this match, especially if it's a decent match. So I'm giving it to Elias. I feel like he should, maybe get finally something. And there's not even a Raw Women's Tag match at this point, because they had that just bogus match with Lana on the Go Home show. But SmackDown Women's title here, Hell in a Cell, Bayley versus Sasha. Bayley has finally signed the contract on the Go Home show. Sasha was able to get her to sign by putting her in the clutch through the chair and forcing her to sign, or she wouldn't let go. I feel like this can't be the blow off, because this will technically be the first match between them. I'm not even counting that bullshit, that DQ win on the season premiere of SmackDown. I think that was just a ratings grab and kind of stupid in my mind. So this is really their first match since obviously they've parted ways. I feel like that can't be the blow off, and I feel like here that Sasha stood tall on the go home show, was even holding the title at this point, and obviously they've been making a lot of Bayley, her run and the length of her title reign. I think it's the second longest ever, but it'll never be touched. I think Fabulous Moolah has the longest reign, but I think she also has like the total combined reign of championships between NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. So shoot prediction here, I have Bayley. Kayfabe, I want Bayley to win because I don't want Sasha to win so soon. I feel like that would just be too soon at this point. And 2 points of confidence on this though, because I just don't know. I could see Sasha winning it and then them just back and forth with the title. I wouldn't like to see that. I think that Sasha deserves a good solid win, and that she could break the curse of her being able to hold on to the title. Because if she wins here, I feel like Bayley's just going to win it back pretty soon. They're going to go back and forth probably till WrestleMania. Next is the WWE title, Hell in a Cell. We get Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I feel like this feud has gone on long enough at this point. This really needs to be the blow-off. Now that we've had the draft, I feel like there are some more contenders now for the title that Drew can face. I like the way they ended Raw with Drew breaking into the cell, but we didn't see what happened there, so we don't really know who stood tall technically. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like, is Drew really going to beat Randy again? Like, Randy's been on one of the best runs of his career at this point, just from the mic, from what he's been doing. But it hasn't translated into wins, and I feel like, are they just going to keep having him lose? So shoot, I actually think they're going to give it to Randy here. Kayfabe, I want Randy to win because it's just like, what are they doing then? What are they doing for? I don't mind if it's a short title reign and then Drew gets it back, but it's just like, why? What are they going to do with Randy after this then if he loses? Because it just makes no sense unless they're going to give him some time off, which I don't think they want to do, and I don't think he wants to do. But I only have 1 point of confidence on this because I really have no clue. I mean, they can go vastly either way with this. I know that I said that this needs to be the blow-off, even though I feel like if Randy wins, that Drew will get it back. But at least it'll give a wrinkle into the storyline at this point, because basically it's just been Drew beating the shit out of Randy over and over again. Randy does something underhanded, but not being able to hit the upper hand on Drew, and then Drew beats the shit out of him over and over again. So, and then finally we have our Universal title match, Hell in a Cell I Quit match with some tribal consequences, which we found out just last night. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Since the draft, I think this storyline has been limited on TV, and it's been absolutely great. I think it's been one of the best storylines on TV for the past couple of months. So we have the stipulation that was said last night that if Jey Uso loses, he has to fall in line, acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief, and fall in line, and basically, I guess, join his stable. But if he loses and he doesn't fall in line, him, his brother Jimmy, their wives, their family, their descendants, everyone will be kicked out of the family, kicked out of the bloodline, which is interesting that Roman has that kind of power and that they've accepted it. But I just think that this sets up really great stuff going forward. Shoot, Roman, kayfabe, Jay, just because, it'd be interesting to see, even though he's not going to win. I have 5 points of confidence on this. No way Roman loses to Jey Uso on this, which will be awesome because then the Usos will then be in there reluctantly, eventually, maybe that they, get the tag titles on them and they start to enjoy being heels again. Or they're just reluctant heels. Either way, I think this opens up really good opportunity for some really interesting storylines to be told there. So there you have it. That is my predictions for Hell in a Cell, that will be coming up on tomorrow night on the WWE Network. I will also be doing my review and results on Monday, the next day after. So also don't forget to check out my AEW Weekend Review as well as my WWE Weekend Review. I'll put links at the end of the video here. So as always, be safe, love each other, and bye now.